A blind man, more alone, in the brutal Stone Age. Everyone thought he was doomed to die. But what scientists discovered thousands of years later shocked the world. How could someone who couldn't even see survive in a world filled with predators? No hospitals, no guide dogs, no medicine. Most people believe survival would have been impossible. But science tells a completely different story. Researchers found ancient skeletons with severe disabilities, and those people had lived for many years, which raised one unbelievable question. Who kept them alive? The answer was their own tribe. They didn't leave the weak behind. They shared food, shared shelter, and even protected each other from danger. That changes everything we thought about ancient humans. They weren't just survivors, they cared for each other. Compassion may be one of humanity's oldest survival skills. But this wasn't the only shocking discovery scientists made. The next discovery proved ancient humans were far more advanced than anyone imagined. But surviving blindness wasn't just about kindness. Everyone in the tribe had a purpose. Even someone who couldn't see could still help the group. Knowledge was just as valuable as strength. The oldest members remembered where to find food, water, and safe experience could save an entire tribe. That's why helping the weak wasn't always a burden, and it was an investment in survival. But could a completely blind person survive alone? Probably not. The Stone Age was simply too dangerous. But together, humans became stronger. Teamwork became humanity's greatest weapon. And that's one reason humans conquered the world. Not because they were the strongest, but because they stood together. Even blindness couldn't break that bond. That's what makes this discovery so extraordinary. It proves compassion is older than civilization itself. But the next discovery about ancient humans is even more unbelievable. Scientists believe blindness wasn't always the end. It was the beginning of a tribe's greatest test. Could they still protect someone who couldn't see danger? The answer was teamwork. One hunted, another gathered food, and someone always stayed with the blind elder. Because every life mattered. That may be one of humanity's oldest traditions, helping each other survive, even when survival seemed impossible. Today, blind people have tools that ancient humans never imagined. Medical care has transformed millions of lives, but thousands of years ago, none of this existed. Ancient humans had only each other, and somehow, it was enough. That simple act of kindness changed history. Because compassion helped humanity survive, not just strength, not just weapons, but the willingness to never leave one another behind. Thousands of years later, archaeologists made another unbelievable discovery. Some skeletons showed people had lived for years with serious disabilities that changed everything scientists believed about prehistoric life. Because survival wasn't only about being the strongest, it was about staying together. The blind weren't forgotten, they remained part of the family. And that's what made humans different. Not bigger, not faster, but smarter and more compassionate. That compassion may have saved our species. Without teamwork, humanity might never have survived. Every member mattered. Every life had value. Even in the harshest place on Earth, that's the real story hidden inside ancient bones. A story of survival, a story of courage, and a story proving that kindness is older than history itself. So, did ancient humans really survive blindness? The evidence suggests, yes, some of them did. Not because life was easy, but because they refused to abandon each other. That simple choice may have changed human history forever. Because compassion became humanity's greatest survival tool. Long before cities, long before civilization, humanity learned to survive together. And that lesson still lives inside us today. Every ancient bone tells a story, and some stories are more powerful than words. They remind us where we came from and why humanity survived, not through strength alone, but through kindness. That's the real secret hidden in the Stone Age, a secret buried for thousands of years. Now, you know the truth. What ancient human mystery should we uncover next? Follow for more incredible prehistoric facts.